Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. So last night, US time, very early morning here in the UK, news started to filter through that multiple 2K social media accounts had been compromised. Whoopsie doopsies. And that the person had started to post some funny stuff, controversial stuff, offensive stuff. And I think the offensive stuff really is to drive people to it, more than really meaning anything. I think it's just to drive people to it, to, clutch pearls and essentially do their job for them and spread the word. Spread the word about what's happened and it gets more reach. Now, some people have absolutely no sympathy for 2K. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I don't. I really don't. And I'll go into why. I know a lot of people are going, well, it's not good that you do this sort of thing. This is bad and all that. Yeah, sure. But people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And this response by 2K is a typical example of that. When a company wants to puff its chest out and take the moral high ground, when ultimately they're a piece of shit. This is 2K. So once they'd regained control of the accounts, they post up, "We are aware that social media accounts across the 2K label have been compromised. And offensive material offensive and funny material is being posted that does not reflect the values of 2K or our partners." That's what made me just go, fuck off. 2K have no values. Just because, they drop an M-bomb, you don't condone that, I get it. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't reflect your values. Your values are rock bottom. You're a bottom-feeding scum. That's what you are as a company. So don't try and take a moral high ground here. Don't try and say, ooh, we're better than this, because you're not. You're really not. We are actively working to fix this as soon as possible to end it off. So why? Why do I feel this way? Well, let's just have a look at three. I'm just going to take three examples that jump to the top of my head about 2K in recent times. Never mind digging stuff up, just in recent times. And I'm not even going to talk about the mobile games which I played, which were disgraceful. They weren't games at all. They were literally just platforms for you to spend money. And that is it. I'll go into a AAA though. So let's start off with the destruction of a YouTuber's account. Now, I had my own thoughts about the situation, the circumstances surrounding it. But ultimately, some YouTuber was posting Borderlands 3 leaks. And 2K couldn't work out where these leaks were coming from. That's what it appeared, because they sent 2 private detectives to this person's house. Now, that person was a bit of a buffoon, because they should have just turned them away at the door. But they invited them in for a chit-chat. And I think they were there, I think they said for about 15 odd minutes. But like I said, I've got my own feelings about the situation. But they sent 2 private detectives around to that person's house to question them on where they were getting their leaks from. Now, that in itself isn't good. Because if you're going to do that to a private individual, you can do it to every fucking journalist that breaks a story. You could do it to every journalist that breaks a story about this, that, and the other that's got to do with your properties. But what they then did was they nuked that YouTuber's account with so many DMCAs, I think over 100, that the account was destroyed. It was gone. There was no way that guy was getting his account back. His account was terminated. That is the end of his YouTube career. Now, I've said there are circumstances surrounding that. How did he get his data? Was the person who was leaking the data bound by an NDA? All these sorts of things. But ultimately, NBA decided a huge 2K, I should say. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. We're going to get onto NBA in a moment. 2K ultimately decided as a massive company, one of the largest, and supported by Tencent, I believe, as well, to destroy a single individual based on some leaks that ultimately didn't matter in the slightest, nor would matter. When you saw the amount of sales that Borderlands 3 did, when you knew the amount of hype that surrounded Borderlands 3, that this was a game that people had wanted for such a long time, these leaks really meant nothing at the end of the day. But they destroyed somebody's YouTube because of it. Good on you. Doesn't reflect our values. Then there was NBA 2K20. I jumped the gun a little bit. And NBA 2K20 is not only an annual franchise, which is just regurgitated crap if you ask me, but is classed in their eyes as a AAA game. And of course, you got to have the buffoons to keep buying this stuff, but NBA 2K20 was the lowest reviewed NBA game, possibly of all time. And what was the major reason of that? The monetization, the microtransactions. Not only was this an annual franchise, so not only was this regurgitated nonsense, but just simply update the roster, make the menus look prettier, boom, we've got a new game. We'll get onto that very shortly. Not only was it an annual franchise that was requesting $60, £50 UK, but they want to monetize it like their mobile games. So it's literally an entry fee of AAA price, and then you open up the option to spend thousands upon thousands. And that is not an exaggeration. We have seen the horror stories. I've reported on the horror stories of people getting themselves into such debt through getting hooked to these loot box systems and card pack systems and all this shite that they do, which is purely designed to relieve you of your coin. Purely designed to attack vulnerable people. People who are susceptible to addictive behaviors and addictive programming. To take everything that they own. Destroying lives. They don't care. Reflect our values. Go fuck yourself. And then, let's just cap it off. WWE 2K20. Now, I know this game has given us a barrel of laughs. But ultimately, when you get serious, why has it given us a barrel of laughs? Because of how broken the game is. And why is the game so broken? Because once again, folks, it's an annual franchise that operates just off updating the roster, updating a little bit here and there, but it just gets churned out. So the bugs that were in 13 get passed to 14, that get added to, which passes to 15 and 16, and so on. So by the time you've got to WWE 2K20, you've got such a broken piece of crap that when it comes out, it's a laughing stock. Has it been fixed yet? No. Of course it hasn't. Because it's fundamentally broken in its core. Oh, but WWE want an annual franchise. It's not our fault. Of course, Tencent are the victim. Tencent. Yeah. 2K are the victim, obviously, in all of this. Of course they aren't. It's churn out, grab money, churn out. That's the gaming industry. Churn out. Don't put quality out. Just put coin out for us. Doesn't not reflect the values of 2K. Piss off. So let's just have, to round things up, let's have a quick little look at some of the funnies. I know it's a bit of a rant, but, you know, I just hate it. I hate it when companies try and play, you know, the moral high ground, and ultimately they're just scum. So they got into the WWE 2K, changed it to All Elite and All Elite Wrestling, which I did appreciate, obviously being a bit of a wrestling fan. And I don't know if you're aware, but 2K's member is a little bit firm. Gonna have to skip a couple of things now. Not putting in the controversial ones. You know, you can source them out yourself. Ronnie 2K not updating the game. It's pure dog shit. F it. Ronnie again going to admit NBA 2K is a pretty dog shit game. Controversial one. Hall of Fame Chris Benoit. Ouchies. And there were other things. They posted images of Paige's intimate video on there and stuff like that, which I know, you know, is obviously going to drag up some not so good memories for them. But you know, the way that they took it, and a lot of these things obviously are just meant to provoke and to show what's done. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what your thoughts are. I mean, like I said, I've got no true sympathy for NBA 2K or WWE 2K20 or 2K in general as a company. You know? Sometimes the little man just gets a little shot in once in a while to a Goliath. But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.